What's happened over the last couple of weeks is that Chris got called away. I stayed here. This is where my autism and ME was clashing. I needed to ask for some help, but my autism wasn't allowing me. And even if I could say, can you come round and help me? My autism wouldn't have let me open the front door. Now, you could say, okay, get Tesco delivery, bring your food round. I can't cope with that because there's this man at the front door, or a woman, and they talk to you whilst trying to unload all the shopping in your porchway, and it's just too hectic, too much, can't do that, absolutely not happening, no. The other option is the neighbour upstairs, who we do kind of know, and she's nice, but then I was just like, I can't do it, because then she's going to knock at the door, she's going to hand me stuff, I'm going to have to speak to her, I'm going to have to do all the social niceties, which I don't like doing anyway. I hate the hi, how are you? I'm fine, yeah, I'm fine. What have you been up to yet? I just hate doing it. I absolutely hate doing it. With the unmasking that's been happening, it's getting even harder to do now. And with how I've felt with Chris gone, it was just so overwhelming to even think about trying to do that. I was just like, I can't. So like my chronic illness was like, I really need someone to pick up some large bottles of water, the stuff that I can't pick up on my own on my wheelchair. But my autism was like, I can't open the front door to them. I just can't do it. A friend of mine said, well, just ask them if they can leave it at the front door. And I guess this is what it's making me aware of now, that I've been much better since I've been chronically ill at asking for help. But with the autism side of things, it almost feels like it's harder because you're asking in a way that's not socially acceptable. You're saying to people, can you help me? Can you bring me some shopping round? But I'm not going to talk to you. And I think that's why it feels weird, because most people would be like, oh yeah, I can bring you some shopping round, and it would just seem normal to them that they'd think you'd want some company, that they'd come in for a quick cup of tea. But I want to say to people, yes, I'd love you to bring me some shopping round, but when you get to the front door, can you just ring the doorbell and then go away and tell me when you're away, and then I'll open the front door and get it. Because that's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I need. That's what my nervous system needs to be okay. I could not, over those 2 weeks, have dealt with trying to manage the social niceties of opening the front door and smiling and saying, thank you, would you like to come in for a cup of tea? Or even just coping a minute conversation on the door. I wouldn't have been able to. It would have exhausted me more, use less energy to get on my wheelchair and go down to the shop than it would have done to open that front door and interact with a human being. And it's just been 2 weeks of really being so aware of like how these two things clash. Chronic illness wants help, my autism won't let me ask for it or open the door if it arrives. So I need to think of a way in the future